Granders and grandettes, greatest and salutations. I go by the name of Black Abstract. We're here to talk about Doctor Strange 2, which is also called Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Stars Benedict Cumberbatch, Elizabeth Olsen, and a host of others, in what is, to me, a delightful spectacle of a movie. I saw this movie yesterday, which actually would be... I saw it Thursday, because technically when I'm recording this it don't matter. Anyway, I saw it Thursday night, and I just recently saw it again Friday night. The first time, and I'm glad, because the first time I saw it was in 3D, and I don't know, it didn't hit for me. Maybe because, I went into the movie with expectations of what I thought it was going to be. Seeing it the second time, I went in there knowing what it was. So I went in appreciating it for what it was and paid attention to just certain aspects that I didn't get to see or pay attention to before. Second time, I didn't see it in 3D. And to me, I'm not really a fan of 3D no more. I don't know. I'd rather just see it kind of just, I want to see all the colors, and with the 3D, it just seemed like it was kind of missing some of that. Still great nonetheless, but I preferred watching it just 40K, just as is. But anyway, I'm gonna get my rating at the end. I rate everything with Mike. So out of 5 mics, let's see what it gets. But I went into this movie expecting it to be kind of like Back to the Future-esque, where they kind of jump Back to the Future 2-esque, where they jumping back and forth, not between not time travel, but just as far as dimensions. Maybe Back to the Future was a bad reference, but think of a movie where they jumping in between, maybe like Sliders or something. Maybe that's a better example. You remember the show Sliders? Thinking they're going to constantly just be going in and out of different multiverses, and they did have this one scene in there initially when you know what I'm talking about initially. So listen, before we get started with this review, I want to say this will be spoiler heavy. I'll put it in the title, so we're gonna talk about it. As you know how the movie starts off, obviously we see America, she's with another Doctor Strange, obviously it's not ours, and she's trying to get a book. The book is very important, and as they're about to get it, it's a monster trying to get them, and they get eaten, but she winds up getting into it, making another portal and going to a different world, but she doesn't get the book. So that leads us to present day Doctor Strange. He is at a wedding of his ex, and I don't know why he's there. Why would you be there? I don't know if he was invited, but he's there. He has a conversation with her, and we learn after all that he didn't get the girl. We actually see a co-worker of his who is kind of upset with him. So you got to think about this reality we're in. It's people that are bitter for different reasons, and it's crazy how everybody knows everything that happened within the blip. They know Doctor Strange gave up the time stone that caused the blip, or one of the reasons that contributed to the blip, and a lot of people are bitter because when they came back, they lost loved ones, etc., etc. Even though they got brought back, some people are bitter because it's a lot of things wouldn't finish. So as we see, Doctor Strange left, and Catherine might up finding somebody else and falling in love. Now, what I will say about this movie, what a lot of people didn't know, a lot of people, didn't know Wanda was the villain. I kind of figured that out early on, and I kind of get what Kevin Feige was saying when he said they showed too much in the trailers. The scene at the end when Wanda is touching Scarlet Witch's face, and she's crying, and we're trying to figure out why. Knowing and watching the movie and understanding the context of it, I understand now why I kind of would have left that out the trailer. It's a lot of things they might have, could have left out the trailer. Professor Xavier is one of them, especially with Professor Xavier being only one of the other 5 cameos that we see. A lot of people were speculating that we were going to get Tom Cruise as Iron Man. I was looking forward to that. So that's what I said. I thought this was going to be Sliders, where they're jumping into a bunch of different parallel universes, and we see just different people dressed like this person or that person, but it's different characters playing it. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that's what we're going to get, just a kind of a jump from jump to jump, and you know, I thought he was going to assemble this team all together to come get Scarlet Witch, as powerful as she is. You know, maybe he go get Thanos from another dimension or something. I just thought it was going to be something out of order. I know if I had in my mind, I would have been picking and choosing, but I understand what the focal point was. This movie was and is a follow-up to WandaVision. So if you haven't saw WandaVision on Disney Plus and you didn't watch this movie, go watch WandaVision because it ties into it. It's pretty much a continuation. This movie has Elizabeth Olsen, who does an amazing job, I must say, front and center. As much as this is Benedict Cumberbatch's movie, this is Elizabeth Olsen's movie as well. This is her finishing her arc off pretty much as the Scarlet Witch. And at the end, I think it's a great conclusion. I think her character is might be as well as good as gone in the MCU, unless they bring her from a parallel universe and she has to help out. I know one of my friends I was with, he was saying, yo, I don't see how they getting rid of her. She's too powerful of a character for them to get rid of. But I think that might be the reason why, because she has so much power, and see how she was easily swayed to manifest and take over something that wasn't even truly hers in the first place. I understand she was trying to do it for Vision. She felt that love before in real time, but her kids were just a fake. It's just a figment of her imagination. It was they never were real. But being with that book, getting a hold of that book, they said it does something to you. So I think when she got a hold of that, she became not only obsessed with it. I think that was one of the flaws that it says that the One Strange said it does to people. The Darkhold. I'm sorry, I keep calling it the book, the Darkhold. And the Book of Ashanti was the good book. So this is to me one of the effects of the Darkhold. It gives you extraordinary power and lets you do these things, but one of the it leaves an everlasting mark on her. And I think the mark that she had was she had just completely lost grips in terms of what real reality. She just completely lost sense of that. And we see that when Doctor Strange goes and visits her for the first time, and she's cutting apples from an apple tree, and he kind of sensed that she was she something wasn't right. He was like, oh, they even smell real. And she's like, everything's real. But I think he knew what it was. And listen, when she said her America's name, I knew right then and there. I said it out loud. I told my girl, I said, he never told her the name. I'm one of those people in the movie theaters. He didn't. I'm like, he never said her name. And sure enough, she reveals, she's like, oh yeah, I never said her name. She reveals herself and the whole plot. The imagery in this, man, Sam Raimi did an amazing fucking job. Just the imagery in this. The whole Kamatage scene when they're fighting, seeing the different characters that belong to the Kamatage. The guy with the bull with the horns. Like, they got people from like different universes coming to this what is it called? Not the Taj Mahal. I just said it. I'm sorry. But they got people from all over and they're holding off. But the seeing the capabilities of Wanda Maximoff, like everything was put in her way, like powerful characters, and she was just easily getting through them. Not even in her own physical body. She's like inheriting another Wanda Maximoff from a whole nother dimension, and she's still kicking ass. Like, and that's one thing I didn't get. I didn't get how the Wanda she was taking over didn't have any fight at all. And I understand the Darkhold was a part of that. You know what I'm saying? That power was too much for just Scarlet Witch or Elizabeth Olsen or not Elizabeth, but Wanda Maximoff on her own. So I get it. So I do get it. But I was wondering, like, she didn't try to put up no fight at all, you know? What else? Oh yeah, the imagery. So when they first go through when they're in the Kamatage, and she's trying to get him, and how she was coming through the reflections when she comes out and she's just all. This is a horror flick. This is like the first Marvel action / horror / superhero flick. was sick. That was Sam Raimi. Like, he had so many trademark moments in here. Aside from that, when they first go through the portal and dimensions and they're going through all these galaxies or planets or universes, however you want to call it, they're underwater. The one where they're the liquid, the one where they're broken up as puzzles. I was just like, one of my uncles I was with as well. I went to see him with my brother and my uncle. He said, yo, that's probably one of the, he said, that's the best transition scene that I've ever saw ever. Like, in life. Ever. And I like the fact he mentioned it. He's like, yo, were we painting one of those worlds? And she was like, yeah, I hate that universe. It's hard to eat. I'm like, what? So she just been there hanging out before. And then the fact that they were cartoons in one of you. See, I wanted to see them like get trapped or hang out in one of these kind of universes when they were just passing through. That's what I thought the movie was going to be. Nonetheless, listen, I'm not trying to rant too long. I'm gonna try to keep this short, but I enjoyed this, man. I really enjoyed the second outing. If you saw it the first time and you're not really too sure of it, I urge you, I almost beg you, go see it again. Go, whatever you saw it in the first time, don't see it in that time. If you saw it in 3D, don't see it in 3D. If you saw it regular, maybe go see it in 3D. Go see it in IMAX. See it in a different variation. That way you get a different kind of scope for it. Don't sit far back. Maybe sit a little closer. That was another thing. Initially, I was all the way in the back. This time I moved closer. I was not right in the front, but I was maybe the fourth row back. So I'm front and center, and I'm seeing everything and taking everything in. This, to me, is way better than Spider-Man No Way Home. Right? That's what it is. It's Homecoming, Far From Home, and No Way Home. Yeah. To me, this is the superior movie. I understand a lot of people are going to say Spider-Man because that's just what fanboys should do. Oh, he's a more popular character. But this, by far, is better. It was some plot holes in the script or whatnot. But that's with any movie. There was a couple of things I was kind of like, why is she doing all this? Why not just meet a guy and have kids? Listen, Doctor Strange is single. Why not just link up with him and have some kids? You know what I'm saying? Control him or control a regular guy off the street and just have kids by him. Like, why not? What are you you harping on some kids that weren't never yours, but they belong to somebody else in another universe? You can literally, you're still young. You can literally have your own kids. Just meet a guy and do what you do. I understand she took losses, whatever. But I'm just saying, worst case scenario, you can control people's minds. Just get them, just control somebody's mind, conceive with them, and have some real kids. It's not that hard. She was doing all this to take over somebody else's kids, not even thinking how that would be for the kids. And we see that at the end, how they looked at her, like, and she had to get a reality check, and she had to realize she wasn't a monster. My uncle was with him, he was like, yo, this chick is psycho. It's like, you ever met a psychotic girl and she just, there's no reason to her, she just psychotic for whatever reason or about something, and you like, yo, calm, it's not that deep, like, calm down. She was really psychotic. Let's talk about the cameos. We see Black Bolt, we got Captain Marvel, we got Captain Carter, and Professor Xavier. And listen, I love when Professor Xavier came out. They played the 90s X-Men music. Did y'all peep that? If you watch it again, peep that. I was like, yo, and he had the yellow fucking one from the 90s too. And I love how Professor X always sees the good in people. I don't know if when he was presenting that vision to Doctor Strange, if he read his mind and he saw the good in him. But once Baron Mordo, he a hater too. Any dimension Baron Mordo was in, he's a hater. We know this. He don't like Doctor Strange. So yeah, when they travel to this universe, they obviously find Doctor Strange. Baron Mordo poisons him and he brings him to this facility, which is run by the Illuminati, which is what he is in. Illuminati is kind of like this universe's Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Hero, which consists of Mordo, who's the Sorcerer Supreme there, Black Bolt, Captain Carter, Captain Marvel, who is Monica Rambeau's friend, or not Monica Rambeau's, Monica Rambeau's mom, In the original Captain Marvel movie, she's Captain Marvel's best friend in Monica Rambeau's mind. She's the Black Pirate. So in this universe, she's still alive, and she's the Captain America. And then Professor Xavier as well. And then we get the guy Black Bolt, who is probably the most powerful out of all of them. Oh, and Mr. Fantastic. Can't forget Mr. Fantastic, who really is, he's a brilliant scientist, but he was kind of useless in this. And the fact that Baron Mordo thought they were going to come back and help them, I don't know. But I could see this is what I think they set up for the next one, because Baron Mordo is still alive. He got stuck in it. You remember he never came out. I think he's going to be the villain in the next Doctor Strange, trying to get revenge, probably for losing his people. So I think that's what'll happen. I'm just giving that's just a prediction of mine. Love the fight scenes in the facility as well. I thought the fight scenes here were 10 times better than the fight scenes in the Spider-Man. Not to compare them, but I thought so. Like, I didn't see any great fight scenes in Spider-Man No Way Home that just wowed me. But the vision here, you had to be. Doctor Strange deals with the unknown, and it was just amazing. A lot of people talk about the fight scene between him and the weird Strange, the Third Eye Strange. I don't know what his technical name is. A lot of people have a problem with that, with the music and whatnot. But I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that was different with the music, especially me being a music guy. Thought that was pretty cool. And I love how he took on the Darkhold, and we got Zombie Strange. That scene is another great scene. Him, when he first took over the Darkhold and he knew it was gonna be ramifications, and we see all these little skulls and ghosts going at him. I love the how they set up Karen to be like, she had stuff to do in this movie. Like, she played the part. She was the glue to kind of all the strangers, and the reason why they did certain things that they did, it was based off of her. And we saw that in What If too. Like, in one universe she dies and he's trying to get her back, and I think that's what that Strange was with the eye, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken. I probably am, because I think that he got trapped, if I'm not mistaken. He got trapped in like a little hole. But anyway, once he finally beats this guy and he gets when he finally takes over, and she tells him, you gotta guide them, use them, and he uses them as a cloak. And I was screaming. And y'all listen, it makes a difference what movie theater you go to with the people who there. The first time I saw it, people was riled up. That's what I like to hear. When certain people came on the screen, they was hollering, screaming. That's the theater I like to be in. The second time, it was some bougie shit, and I went to see it far out in the suburb neighborhood. The one I saw, it was in the city the first time. People hollering, I'm hollering. Like, I'm saying little shit. When he shot his shot at the end at homegirl, was like, yo, I always loved you. I'm like, yeah. I said something. The theater was quiet. I said, yeah, there you go. Everybody just broke out laughing. I'm like, that plays a difference. So I will say that whatever theater you go to, if the crowd is really into it, like when Mr. Fantastic showed up on the screen, hollering. Charles Xavier showed up, hollering. I love how they let Charles go inside her mind, and he's trying to get her out free, but he loses, and she comes and snapped his neck. This movie was gruesome, man. It was really and truly a horror flick. It was gruesome. I don't know how I got a PG-13, but hey, I ain't mad at it. It was gruesome. I still didn't take the kids to see it. I don't know if I'm gonna take them to see this one. I don't know. I just don't. I got young kids, man. They get scared easy at every damn thing. But I liked it. It's crazy. I'm glad I saw it the first time, because I was gonna do a review yesterday, and it would not have been the same thing. It would have been kind of like, it would have been more so me being let down for what my expectations of the movie was. But me seeing again, knowing exactly what happened and the plot devices, it was great. I think everybody played their role. I think Wong was great too. I think he should hand over Sorcerer Supreme to Strange, because Strange does all of the bargaining and all of the grunt work anyway. And Wong's just hanging out on cliffs, just hanging out. So I think he should hang out. I mean, I think he should just pass the mantle to Strange. But we probably won't see that happen. I love when old girl made the sacrifice to kill the to get rid of the book. She sacrificed herself. Wong was gonna do it. He's like, yo, I gotta destroy that book. And she was like, no, I gotta do it. She must have knew like whoever did it, they get destroyed. So I thought that was a dope sacrifice. I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, at the end credit scenes, I guess that was somebody named Cleo. I never heard of her. From what I hear, that's Dormammu's kid. And when they opened the universe, I knew right then and then that was Dormammu's universe from the first one. It's weird. I wasn't a comic book buff, but I watched a lot of the animated shows and I watch all the movies and pay attention in great detail. So I catch on a lot of stuff. So I knew that was Dormammu's role and I'm a big Doctor Strange fan. As the movies, I never, like I said, comic books, never read a Doctor Strange book a day in my life, but I saw him on a Spider-Man animated show early in the 90s, and I just loved the first Doctor Strange, and he had the best fight scene in Infinity War to me when he fought Thanos. I thought that was my favorite fight scene. When he multiplied and all the little tricks he was pulling, I thought that was pretty good because it wasn't just a brute force battle, it was a battle of skill. He had to use his skill and rely on that to combat Thanos. So I thought that was dope. So this was my most anticipated movie of the year. I'm gonna say that. I said that before. After this is Ant-Man and the Quantumanium. I don't even know if that comes out this year. I think that comes out next year. But this was my most anticipated movie of the year. More than Spider-Man, and I love Spider-Man, but this was anticipated way more. Is Marvel losing their touch? I don't know. It's hard to say. It's definitely different directions they could go with a lot of these movies. Like, it's different plot devices that I will use and do, and I will utilize a lot more characters. If I'm in the multiverse of madness, I think it was madness in the movie, but it wasn't necessarily in the multiverse. It was in one they were in maybe 2 multiverses total. They were in regular Earth, and they went to this other Earth, and then they went to like a colliding Earth. That was it. Aside from the scene where they're passing through, they stayed pretty much in one spot. So I thought it was gonna be a lot of Earth jumping. We're seeing Spider-Man of this universe. We're seeing Iron Man in this universe. And we didn't see it. So that was my biggest letdown initially. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it was a bunch of kind of weak plot points in the storyline as well. Like I said, Wanda's intentions for doing things could have been easily fixed. But it is what it is. It's a movie. It was great seeing her as a villain. They didn't have like no bootleg villain. Marvel's whole thing is they suffer for villains, but it was great seeing her as a villain, and they're putting everything they can in front of her, and she's just knocking it down. They like, yo, Black Bolt, and it's another reason too. A lot of people said this when she took out Black Bolt, and the fact that Reed Richards was like, yo, he can kill you with saying something, and she's like, whoa, mouth. It's like, yo, why would you put that on display? Why not just have him do what he gonna do? And then say something afterwards. But the fact he was just like, Black Bolt can kill you with one word or a whisper. It's just like, yo, that's just like saying, I got a gun right now, I'm about to shoot you. You about to shoot me with your gun? Yeah, I'm about to shoot you. Bow! Like, no, you're not. I got you first. Like, why would you advertise her powers? And then after she does that, you reach out the stretch and grab. What are you going to do? You're a stretchy guy. So that fight scene kind of pissed me off. You know what I'm saying? But I understand what it was. But it was like they could have gave her a little more. If they would have worked in unison and realized she was a real potential threat, they underestimated her potential. But they should have knew how strong she was by beating all of those Ultron guards. And that's another thing. I love how they use Ultron. Ultron in this is just what he was intended for. He's a security feature for the facility. So I love this fact, seeing that as well. That was pretty dope. But yeah, the way she knocked out that crew of Illuminati was that was underwhelming. I was a little upset with that. I ain't gonna lie. Listen, I'm a mic guy, and I rate everything with mics out of 5 mics. So the Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, out of 5 mics, I'm gonna get his 4 mics. This was a decent movie. I saw it once, I saw it twice. More than likely, I will be seeing it again. It's already been talked about when we're in the theater. Let's go see this Let's go see this in IMAX. So I'll probably be seeing this again in the theaters, and then I'll probably take the kids as well. So I'll probably see this movie total of 4 times, if not more. Yeah, that's my rating. Post in the comments what you thought about the movie. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. As always, peace, love, and prosperity. I go by the name of the Black Abstract. 1.